I had to split this video into two parts. The second part is just the third example of graph by points, and it'll deal well with polar plot. So let's get started. Example number 2. Now let's go for example number 3. This is going to be a polar plot. So I'm going to define a radial function. It's called the r of theta, equal to 1 minus cosine of theta. And then I'm going to create my L1 list again, as I did for the previous cases. I'm just using the same values here, 1.25 times k, from k from 0 to 200. And I'm going to suppress the output. L2 is going to be r of L1. Sorry, I need to define my parametric curves xt. In the case of polar coordinates, it's going to be equal to r of t multiplied by cosine of t, suppressing output, y of t. This is then, r of t sine of t. It doesn't matter if you use t here, theta over here is just a dummy variable. And so that is going to define my functions. And then I'm going to make L2x apply to L1, suppress output, and L3y apply to L1, suppress output. Next step is create a list, which is the nested values of L2 and L3. And we're going to suppress values here too, suppress output actually. And then go for nested list of matrix. And this needs to refer to L4. We're going to put a dollar sign in there and then say M1 or whatever I want to call it equal to the transpose of the previous result, suppressing value. Alright, so we have this extra cell that we removed, and up to now we have created a matrix M1. If we want to see the matrix M1 just to see what it looks like, this is the result. So you're going to take that out and start with the graph. 2D. Okay. Add spaces. Click over here. In front of the parentheses, plot points. Matrix. M1. Connect the dots if you want. You don't have to do it. Let's not connect the dots. And let's use for point type number 11. I don't know what it is, but let's do it. We could just get the graph right now, or we can add a title and call it like polar plot by points. And then in the axis, come up with, let's say, x meters, y meters, minus 3 to 2, minus 2 to 2, and add a grid 1, 1. Let's say we want to modify the color right away. Go here, type line color, and select whatever color. Let's just select like this, dark green. And that's our result. So these 3 examples we wanted to show how you can use points, in this case generated from functions actually, but you can also bring them up. In the future I'm going to provide examples of how to bring the data out from like an Excel file or something like that. But this all just wanted to show you how you can plot using points in wxMaxima, and we finish this video right here.